Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started. I am Alex Beller. I'm the co-founder and president of Postscript. I'm going to be your host today. And a huge welcome to all of you to the Glow Up. This is SMS All Grown Up, our product launch event. So huge welcome to the hundreds of attendees that we have, all from the Postscript community here right now. You know, one of Postscript's core values, something we obsess over, is being customer first. We take this so seriously. And that's just because without you all, there is no Postscript. So having you all here today, having this big an audience has me really fired up. Thanks for joining us. For our agenda, we're going to be launching 3 key product features, and then also a couple of, let's just call them spicy surprises. But everything is aimed at helping you glow up your SMS strategy in 2022. So we have a lot to cover. Let's get into it. But before we do, just some quick housekeeping. First of all, this event is being recorded and will be available as soon as we're done today. Now, during the event, we have our team standing by to answer your questions, which you can access on the right hand of your screen. So make sure to use the questions tab so that our team can easily reply. We're also going to reserve the last 5 or 10 minutes of the session for Q&A. Last thing, for Postscript customers, some of these products and features are ready for you to deploy in your account immediately. Others you'll want to work with your CSM or the support team to get early access to, but they know just what to do. Great, housekeeping's done. Let's get started. We're going to start today by zooming out a little bit. So over the last few years, right, we've been working to answer the question of will SMS work for e-commerce? And the answer is a resounding yes. In fact, not only is it working, but we're seeing evidence everywhere of the channel maturing in general. Let's cover a few. So first of all, SMS-focused job descriptions are popping up in-house and at agencies. We're seeing this all over the place. Second, SMS is showing signs of becoming a top revenue channel for e-com marketers. This year on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we saw a bunch of leading brands, one of them Dr. Squatch, who made more from SMS than email throughout the long holiday weekend. That's a pretty amazing stat. Now, the third thing that we learned is that a text subscriber is often a higher value customer than an email subscriber. Our data science team found that over the course of 2021, customers who signed up for SMS marketing made over 50% more purchases than customers who signed up for email only in that same time frame. That's just an absolutely crazy stat, right? Customers are engaging in this channel. So it's clear that we're entering a new phase. The question is no longer, should I invest in SMS? Instead, it's becoming, how do I optimize? How do I grow this channel? And that is what we're here to cover today. So before we get to features, we're going to take a few minutes to dive into the latest strategies and best practices from our team, which are all going to help you glow up. That's what we're all here to do, get glown up. All right, so this coming year, right, on huge sales days, when it matters most, we don't just believe, but in fact, we now expect that for many of you, SMS will be your highest performing revenue channel. That opportunity is there for us if we have the right approach. So the question, the natural follow-up, what is that approach? And simply put, it's being customer-centric. Now we're going to get into specifics, but for too long, many of the SMS vendors in e-commerce haven't focused on the experience of the end customers. You know, the people getting all these texts we're sending. And this has been, and it continues to be, the biggest gap in the SMS conversation. I think a lot of this is driven by focusing on metrics like total revenue generated or ROI only focusing on those, right? Which it puts the onus on money in on a monthly basis. And it's very straightforward in that way, but it's also really limited because what about things like unsubscribe rates or response rates? What about things that show customer sentiment and brand loyalty besides just the large aggregate revenue number, right? Things that take a longer term view on value and sales and revenue over the life of a customer. All of these signals are really important and they show whether you all, right, the merchants, the brands, marketers, whether we're going to have lasting success in this channel and keep customers for life or lose them quickly. So this like concept of customer centricity, let's like drill down and make it really actionable. So at Postscript, we believe clearly that SMS is the most important marketing channel of the decade. And we're all in on it, right? Postscript is only focusing on SMS. We're not branching into other stuff, and we're going to remain the best at it because of that focus. So that's why we're so confident that SMS is at a point where we need a channel-specific measurement focused on long-term customer value. And we call it subscriber lifetime value, aka subscriber LTV. Now, subscriber LTV, accompanied by like list size and just overall list growth, it needs to be the e-commerce marketer's North Star for SMS marketing. The reason for this is that it captures the correct nuance in today's world. It aligns what customers want, right? A good experience and value from brands they trust with what merchants want, which is to maximize revenue through this marketing channel. So, okay, I talked about customer centricity, then I said subscriber LTV. Like, I know that's not very helpful or actionable. So let's dig in a little bit because we have the receipts. So with our data science team, we analyzed over 6,000 stores in our customer base to see what factors go in to a successful SMS strategy, right? A strategy where not only are merchants seeing a huge amount of revenue, but where customers are actually sticking around and continuing to buy instead of just unsubscribing and churning out. Now, along with subscriber LTV, we call these metrics the ARMU metrics, and they're the driving factors behind subscriber LTV. Let's walk through them. The first is acquisition rate. To keep increasing the value of your SMS strategy, you must keep growing your list and adding new subscribers. The second is revenue per message. Investing in a contextual SMS strategy drives better revenue per message. What does that mean? That means great creative. It means meaningful segmentation versus just sending the same templatized, 15% off discount and burning out your whole list. The third factor is messages per subscriber. We get asked all the time, how many messages should I send? And messages per subscriber, or nailing that, right? Sending the right amount of messages. It means finding the right unique sending cadence for your brand versus defaulting to blasting out 3 or 4 texts per week indiscriminately. It means using data to inform that decision. And the last is unsubscribe rate. This means a focus on reducing list churn in order to keep an engaged subscriber base and continue driving repeat sales. So this framework of subscriber LTV and the underlying ARMU metrics, we are going to be rolling it out to all customers and partners. This will help you make sure that you're benchmarked properly against these core inputs and that you're maximizing both SMS revenue and value to your customers at the same time. We're super excited about this. So let's take it a step further and really show our work, because here are our target benchmarks for each of the ARMU metrics. While analyzing the same 6,000 stores I mentioned before in our customer base, we found that brands that achieved the high results on each of these 4 metrics, they consistently drove higher subscriber LTV. And that led to more revenue and just better long-term ROI from the channel. So while you're taking in this slide, let's run through some examples of how these metrics and actions work together. All right. For example, a question we get all the time: how do I know if I'm sending too much? So you might be seeing solid revenue results from SMS, but when you look under the hood at your ARMU metrics, which we are going to be rolling out broadly, you might see a really poor unsubscribe rate, and your revenue per message is middling, it's mediocre. So what that means is that your revenue success is most likely going to be short-lived, and that your SMS program is going to start costing you more and more and more to sustain. So in this instance, you'll want to throttle back sending a little bit and focus on getting your segmentation creative right to get that unsubscribe rate back into the green. Pretty actionable, right? Let's take the other side of that hypothetical. What about if you're sending too little? So let's say you're sitting there feeling pretty good because you have a high revenue per message and a really low unsubscribe rate. But then you look at your average subscriber LTV dollar amount and it's just low. It doesn't look good. The overall program performance isn't that great. That means that your customers, they're responding to your texts, right? But you're not engaging your customers often enough. And you have a real opportunity to increase the send rate to just maximize your SMS program's value. So those are just two hypotheticals, but we've seen a huge gap for strategic guidance within this community. And so we're going to be rolling this out to all our customers and all our partners and their teams. So because if you're a part of the Postscript community, we want to help make this a reality. All right, I'm fired up. It's fun to be here with you all. So before we get onto the product features and the new releases, I want to highlight one last thing that some of you may have noticed during this presentation, or if you've been to postscript.io, our website, in the last couple of days. And if you haven't, head over there after this. So we've updated the Postscript brand, right? We give ourselves a little glow up. It was a huge project. I'm really excited to show it off. Again, we are just fully committed to providing this community with the best SMS tool. And we wanted our new brand to showcase that commitment. This entire thing was inspired by messaging and SMS and all the norms that surround it. From emojis to graphics to copy to design and UX, all of it was inspired by texting. Hope you dig it. Okay, so all that being said, let's get into the good stuff. Really excited to show you a few new features today that are going to just help glow up your approach for 2022. We're going to start by talking about continued improvements to the flow builder. We're investing so much here. There's so much coming. We're really excited. Then we're going to walk you through a brand new back in stock feature. We're really excited about this as it helps you both grow your SMS list and drive new sales for your brand. Then we're going to jump into another new feature called Transactional Messaging. This is going to allow you to message a new type of subscriber with information about their order. It's super cool. And as of today, Postscript is taking a leading and distinct approach to the market with transactional messaging, because we're going to allow you to both send and respond to transactional messages. Finally, we're going to wrap with a couple of surprise announcements that will help you all just glow up that SMS approach. I can't wait for us to show you what we've been cooking up. So I'm going to hand it over to Ellie Carroll, an enterprise account executive on our team, who's one of our most experienced SMS strategists and is trusted by a lot of our biggest customers. Ellie?
Thanks, Beller.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to get into this. Like he said, my name is Ellie. I'm an enterprise AE at Postscript. Really excited to dive into some of these new features. A lot of them have been long awaited, and they will all make a really big difference in your performance this year. First up, we're going to get into the Flow Builder. So at our last event in October, we unveiled Flow Builder to the world, which was not only meant to be a really big improvement to our UI, but also a big step forward in our vision for a one-to-one relationship with your customers via SMS, where multiple steps in the customer journey can be brought into a single text thread. So we showed how easy it is to use the drag and drop feature to create regular campaigns, and then how you can create multi-step campaigns to send several messages over multiple days. And just a friendly reminder, Postscript is still the only SMS platform that allows you to send multi-step campaigns in this way. We also said that we would be releasing more functionality to campaign flows, so I'm really happy to get into those updates today. The first huge update, which I know a lot of you will be really happy about, is you can now exclude a segment from your campaign. That has been a really big ask for a long time from our customers. It gives you the extra segmentation abilities and also assures you that you're sending just to the right subscribers. So when you set up your campaign, you start by picking which segment you want to include, and then right below that, you'll have the option to select the segment that you want to exclude. Easy peasy. We have also added a new split step, which splits a flow into two 50-50 branches. So 50% of your segment will get the first message and 50% will get the second. This makes running an A/B test a lot easier since you set up both messages side by side instead of having to create two separate campaigns with different segments. After you run the campaign, you'll also see the results for both messages right next to each other, which makes it really easy to pick the winner. We'll also be releasing more functionality for the split step this quarter, including the ability to customize your A/B splits if you wanted to do like a 70-30 split, for example, and to send subscribers down a different branch based on how they respond to the first text in that campaign. Once you've written your campaign, you can also send a text preview to your phone so that you can see exactly what your campaign will look like when your customers receive it. Next slide. In addition to some of these bigger updates that we just ran through, we've also added several smaller ones, like the ability to clone a flow to make building campaigns faster, adding safe send functionality, which, as some of you may know, allows you to exclude subscribers who've been texted less than 16 hours ago, and stopping a campaign flow after activating it, which was highly requested, especially for multi-step campaigns. Since launching the Flow Builder, a ton of you have started using it and sending us your feedback, which has really helped us to prioritize these updates that we've shared. If you still haven't used the Flow Builder, would love if you took today or this week to create and send your next campaign to use the Flow Builder and see the difference for yourself. And campaigns are just one half of the Flow Builder. Automations are coming very soon, so stay tuned for that update. Okay, moving on. I'm really excited about this one. A huge factor in your success with SMS is always going to be list growth. And we often get asked what else you can be doing to grow your list besides using pop-ups and collecting at checkout and doing promotions on social. Our new back in stock list growth and automation tool is a really great way to do so. Not only does the back in stock feature allow you to grow your subscriber list with high intent users, but it also allows you to reclaim potentially lost revenue. If you're experiencing supply chain issues, which I know a lot of brands are, and it's causing more of your products to be out of stock, this is the perfect way to help combat that shortage and retain more of those shoppers in the long run. Back in stock is still in beta, but the results we've seen thus far from our customers have been really phenomenal. Keep in mind, your results will vary based on how much traffic you get, how many products you have, and how often your products are going out of stock. But for an idea of what's possible, one of my favorite clients, Shop Miss A, has been really successful in our beta thus far. They are a beauty and lifestyle brand with around 1 million website visits per month. And in just over 30 days of being a part of our Back in Stock beta, Back in Stock accounted for 11.5% of all of the new SMS subscribers they acquired during those 30 days. It became their third most effective acquisition channel behind their main keyword and opt-in form. And Back in Stock even outperformed the number of SMS subscribers collected at checkout by 20%, which is huge. Okay, so next I'm going to walk you through the experience from the perspective of your customer before showing you how to set it up inside of Postscript. So if I'm on your site, I find a product that I'm interested in, I click on the product page and I see that it's sold out. Sad. Right below the sold out button though, there is a link that says notify me when this item is back in stock. Obviously, I want to be notified. So I click on the link and a pop-up appears where I can enter my phone number to subscribe to your SMS list and be added to the wait list for that product. A couple weeks later, I get a text that looks something like this, and I can instantly buy that product. At that rate, you've converted me to a customer, and by using Postscript, you've gotten insight into what I care about and how high intent I am as a user. Subtle flex, being able to use Back in Stock as an acquisition channel in this way is unique to Postscript and not available on any other SMS platform. So next, I'm going to show you how to set up Back in Stock. There are 2 key steps. First, you need to create a new automation and use the product Back in Stock trigger. Next, you'll have the option of adding 2 trigger filters. There's minimum inventory, which defines how many units have to be added before the automation is fired. So for example, you may want your Shopify inventory to be greater than or equal to at least 10 before this automation triggers. And then there's subscribers to text per restock unit. This restricts how many subscribers will receive the Back in Stock notification per unit added to the inventory. This means if you set the filter to 100 subscribers per unit, we'll text 100 subscribers per every 1 unit back in stock. They are texted in the order that they subscribe to the list. And if you remove this filter, it will text all subscribers on the wait list at once, regardless of how many units are back in stock. Lastly, you can create your message. So you'll want to use the product URL and product name tags in your Back in Stock message to ensure the message will be customized to whatever product triggers the Back in Stock notification. This is important because for now, the automation can be triggered by any product in your shop. For anyone who doesn't know, Postscript is super feedback forward. So as you work with Back in Stock and create messaging content, please share your feedback with us and let us know what improvements you'd like to see, if any. The second step is to set up the Back in Stock opt-in. You have 2 options here. Your Back in Stock opt-in can either appear as a banner on your product page or as a link below the sold out button. These will only appear on your product pages when an item is out of stock. You can customize the look and feel of the banner or the link to match your brand on the pop-up page of your Postscript account, where you normally set up your desktop and mobile pop-ups. Back in Stock has been a pretty big ask for brands who have used other Back in Stock apps, so it's awesome to have it natively, and it's for sure a feature that I'm going to continue to recommend to all of my customers. It's such a simple opt-in channel that you can set up once and just let it run in the background. If you want early access to Back in Stock or to join the current beta, reach out to our support team or your AE or CSM if you haven't yet. But either way, we expect to make this feature available to everyone by the end of the month, so it won't be a long wait. Next on our list, I am a huge fan of transactional messaging. Order shipped, order delivered, every message gets me really excited. And in my opinion, they're really big opportunities to connect with your customer and have additional touch points beyond promotions and your standard automations. Purchasing and receiving the order are the two most impactful steps in the customer journey, at least from the customer's perspective. The time between purchase and receiving their order is critical, as customers do want to be kept in the loop about their order status, where their package is, and when it will arrive. And now more than ever, when shipping delays are really common, the more you can keep your customers informed, the happier they'll be, even if they have to wait a little longer to receive their package. Up until now, our transactional triggers have been held to the same restrictions as our other marketing and promotional triggers, which has limited our ability to text all of your customers with every single update. In some cases, forcing brands to use other transactional services, which send messages from an alternate phone number, which in our view is not the most ideal customer experience. Transactional messages typically won't have super high EPMs or earnings per message, but they do set the stage for your customers to build trust with your brand and teach them that there's value in subscribing to your SMS program well after they've received their welcome discount. So by providing value over SMS at every stage of the customer journey, you're ensuring that customers stay subscribed in the long run. So when you have a big promotion or product launch, they're still around to receive that message. So this way of thinking about and using SMS is really at the core of Postscript's vision, which is why we're so excited to tell you about some of these new features for transactional messaging. First things first, let's just go over some quick definitions. Marketing messages are any promotional message that communicates information related to sales, brand awareness, product education, launches, etc. Transactional messages are order-related, non-marketing messages triggered by a Shopify event like order created, shipped, delivered. Until now, you could send both marketing and transactional messages, but only to customers who had subscribed to your marketing SMS list. What we're going to demo today is how a customer who hasn't opted into your marketing communications can opt in to only receive transactional messages. So you'll have two types of subscribers: marketing subscribers who can receive both types of messages, and transactional subscribers who only want the transactional messages. One huge advantage of this update is that you can see responses from transactional subscribers and you can text them back to answer any questions they might have. This is crucial in delivering on that promise of great service and sets Postscript apart, since from day one, we have always advocated for response management in every kind of SMS message, and transactional is no different. So now that we've covered the two different subscriber types, let's look at the updates. First, we're adding 3 new automation triggers that you can use to send transactional messages. Our existing triggers you see on the left: order created, fulfilled, in transit, delivered, and then after ship events. The new triggers, which are currently only available to the shops in the beta, are attempted delivery, out for delivery, and order ready for pickup. We're also adding 3 new merge tags, which will allow you to add even more information in your shipping automations. The new merge tags are available to all shops, and they are shipment tracking link, tracking company, and tracking number. So let's walk through an example of 2 order ship transactional messaging automations that you can enable. The first one is for marketing subscribers, and the second one is for transactional subscribers. In the first one, you can include the tracking information for their order, such as tracking link and tracking number, and you have more flexibility to include some marketing messages as well. In the second text, to transactional subscribers, you can't include any promotional messaging, but you can send them all the relevant tracking information that the customer would want, and it can be written in your brand voice. So you would create both automations in pretty much the same way. The only difference you'll see in the automation settings is a new option called transactional. So from the dropdown, you would select no if you want this automation to be sent to your marketing subscribers, and yes, requested if you want to send it to your transactional subscribers. This sends a notification to our team to review the automation and make sure it's fully compliant before it can be turned on. After creating your transactional automations inside of Postscript, there are a couple of settings you'll need to edit in your Shopify checkout settings. You'll get instructions from our team on what those are when you have access to this feature. So that's how you set up transactional automations. In terms of how your customers opt into transactional messaging, that all happens at the Shopify checkout. So a customer will opt into transactional messaging when they enter their phone number during checkout in the shipping address section. This does not interfere in any way with your ability to collect marketing subscribers at checkout. If they want to opt into marketing SMS messages from your brand, they'll need to also check the consent box for SMS collection. This is something that hopefully all of you have turned on already, but if not, you can find instructions in our help center. Your transactional subscribers can convert to marketing subscribers using any of your existing opt-in channels, like a pop-up on your website or a keyword on social media. And since they're already getting transactional text from you and building that relationship with your brand, we expect a lot of them to end up converting. Since there are strict compliance rules around transactional messaging, we want to make sure that any of our customers who start to use it do so with complete confidence and with the assistance of their CSM. So for now, only shops that have a dedicated CSM can join the beta and start collecting transactional subscribers. We will open up access to this feature to more and more brands over the next few months, but if you want to get on the list for the beta, email or talk to your CSM. Finally, continuing our mission to be customer first, we have one other exciting update. A majority of our customers use Klaviyo for email marketing, so it's always been important to us to make sure that email and SMS are related but distinct, and tons of customers ask us, how do we balance those channels and ensure that they talk to each other? In addition to everything else that we've announced, we're super excited to share that we are continuing to deepen our integration with Klaviyo, allowing you to share even more data between both platforms. So we have 3 big updates coming. We'll be syncing Postscript coupons to Klaviyo, allowing you to segment Klaviyo email events in Postscript, and segmenting Postscript click events in Klaviyo. Klaviyo customers are a top priority for us, and with these updates, we're continuing to invest in making this integration best in class. You will hear more about this update later this month, but if you're an eager Klaviyo customer who wants to dig in right away, contact your CSM. And with that, I will hand the stage back over to Alex Beller.
Thanks, Ellie. That was great. Appreciate you taking some time out of your day of very busy selling to speak with us. Cool. So I'm stoked to see everyone on here get your hands on these new features and capabilities and the impact it'll have on your programs and your customers. A quick reminder as well, we are very community and customer first. So if there are features that you'd like to request or parts of our product that you want us to double down on, we want to hear from you, right? Don't be shy. Okay, so on to our next speaker, and this is a fun one, because really speaking of investing in this community, I want to invite up Alicia Thomas, our head of brand of community, to share a big surprise that we've been working on.
Thanks, Alex. So our next announcement is short and sweet, but it is by no means one to miss. Over the past few years, our crew has been laser focused on helping e-commerce merchants like you all grow your SMS strategy with educational resources like fantastic texts and the world's first SMS marketing certification. We're big believers in the power of education and even more so learning from the community around you. We've had the pleasure of getting to know so many of you over Zoom and social media, but the state of the world has left us unable to really harness the connection we were yearning for. That's why today I am over the moon excited to share that we are announcing Group Chat at the conference. So Group Chat is the world's first e-commerce conference exclusively dedicated to helping leading brands like you all grow with SMS. Group Chat will bring together industry leaders, merchants in the industry, and help you all implement and strategize your SMS program. There'll be group sessions, one-on-one time with our SMS experts, mealtime hangs, and a ton more. As far as the details, I can tell you right now 2 things. It's going to be in September in Los Angeles. We're finalizing a lot of the other details, but we wanted to tell you today because we're so excited. And we know it's the middle of winter. We want something to look forward to, right? We are so optimistic that we will be able to gather, learn, and celebrate as a community in person together this year. Tickets aren't available just yet if you're excited about that, but you can sign up for updates and peep our FAQ page at the link below here, Or, of course, you can opt in to get text messages by texting group chat to 24175. And with that, I will pass it back to Alex.
Thanks, Alicia. Everyone text group chat to 24175 so you can get early access to the conference. I was excited about this morning before, but now I'm extremely fired up. That was nothing. I am pumped. I cannot wait to hang out with all of you in LA. You know how we like to do things. We're going to bring the special Postscript swag. We're going to bring the sauce. It's going to be a really special event. Okay, so we have one more speaker for you today. And as I mentioned in the intro, this is because it's so clear that SMS is just a very legitimate channel for e-commerce merchants. But there's still a ton for all of us, brands, Postscript, everyone to learn, right? Even here where we like eat, sleep, drink SMS all day long from a fire hose, we're still learning on a weekly and often a daily basis from our customers. This channel is just so new. So over the summer, we thought, what better way to speed up our learnings and best practice development than to launch an incubator program? This program, now called Postscript Plus, is where we work directly with a very limited number of brands on forming best practices, right? Utilizing proprietary tools in-house and frameworks and leveraging our in-house data science team. And I have to say, after a few months, we've seen huge gains from the select brands that have participated. And we're learning so much to be able to bring back to the community. A lot of what I spoke about earlier around subscriber LTV and RMU frameworks came directly from the work of the Postscript Plus teams and the Postscript Plus data teams. So I'm stoked about this program, and I'm really happy to hand the mic over to Alex Seibel, who leads our Postscript Plus team, to share more about Plus and how you can work with them.
Thanks, Beller. I'm so excited to be sharing Postscript Plus with you all today. Before we jump in, I want to quickly go over why we built Postscript Plus. SMS marketing has been hyped recently, but the reality is SMS is still so early as a marketing channel, and marketers are just starting to learn how to best utilize it to deliver results. Well, many of us have heard success stories. Many e-commerce brands just haven't found the right approach to make this a top-performing channel yet. Here are a few things that we see slow marketers down. They aren't sure how to utilize the channel or even where to start. They're a little shy on how and when to send. They blast the same discounts with bland creative week after week after week, and their unsubscribe rates, they go through the roof. Or they aren't following the proper compliance guidelines, and they're putting their brand at risk. Despite these roadblocks, we're not worried, and neither should you. SMS as a channel is still so new, and it's unrealistic to think overnight you'll be an expert. And that's why we launched Postscript Plus, an incubator for SMS data, best practices, and strategies. This means for those ready to take the leap, we'll be testing new internal tools, data science approaches, and early features. We'll be working with you on the different ways to use the channel, the who, the what, and the when to send texts out to your subscribers. The goal of Postscript Plus is to simplify SMS, making it easy for you to send best-in-class SMS marketing and to be on the cutting edge of this channel, all while making it incredibly profitable for your brand. And we'll be taking these learnings and bringing them to our agency partners, our Postscript customers, and into the product. That means that everyone who is a part of the Postscript community gets huge benefits from Postscript Plus. So let's talk about what's included with Postscript Plus. You'll get access to Plus Labs, where you will get proprietary tools and data like an SMS revenue and spend calculator, along with access to advanced data approaches. You'll also get early access to features and strategies and be the first to test out the latest and also the greatest that Postscript has to offer. And finally, the Postscript Plus team will work with you to execute SMS best practices with best-in-class campaigns and automations, custom list growth strategies like branded pop-ups, and A/B testing. And to reiterate, Postscript Plus is not just for merchants. We want our agency partners involved in the creation of these new approaches to SMS as well. If you're an agency and want to work and learn with us on any parts of Postscript Plus, please reach out to your partner manager. Our goal is to help all e-commerce brands become experts, and to make SMS their #1 revenue channel. There are many ways to do this, and our agency partners are a huge, huge part of that. Finally, this isn't just an idea. The brands that we currently work with in Postscript Plus have seen some spectacular results. Merchants who joined Postscript Plus saw an increase of 250% in their attributed revenue once they started working with us. So with that in mind, let's talk about who Postscript Plus is right for and how to get in touch. If you're already working with an agency or you're looking for support across multiple channels like email, then this is a fantastic opportunity to lean into that relationship with your agency partner. In this instance, have your agency reach out to their Postscript partner manager. If you're an agency who wants to get involved with any parts of Plus, give us a shout via the partner sign up page or text Agency Plus to 24175 to get that link sent directly to you. Now, if you're a brand that's excited to test best practices, new features, and try unique data-driven approaches, or you're resource constrained, you should consider Postscript Plus. It's built on your specific needs in SMS volume, so to make sure we can provide you the right level of service, you'll want to connect with an account executive or your CSM to fully understand your needs and get a quote for the subscription. You can easily do this by going to the website below and filling out a form, or just text plus to the same number, 24175, get a link to the website. I cannot wait to start working with y'all.
All right. Thanks, Alex. I'm extremely proud and excited by what we're building in Postscript Plus. Okay, folks. So next up, we're going to do some Q&A. But first, I want to just thank you all for taking the time to join us today. And I have to say, I'm fired up. I mean, in 35 minutes, back in stock, transactional messaging, flow builder updates, Klaviyo integration updates, an SMS focused conference, Postscript Plus, and our own rebrand. Not shabby for 35 minutes. We're going to be sending a follow-up email later this week with this recording and a recap of the event. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, all of these features are currently live and ready to use. So please connect with your CSM or Postscript support to get them enabled for you. Now, we're going to use the rest of the time and answer any questions that you all may have had. So let's get our Q&A started. Okay. All right. First up, I'm really excited about these new features, but I don't have a ton of time to get things set up. How long does it take to turn these on, and where can I go if I have questions? I can take this one. So like we do with all our product development, we built these features with ease of configuration in mind, right? So you can start using the updates to campaign flows now. Our new editor makes it super easy. You can send one or an entire flow of campaigns. Now, as far as back in stock and transactional, as they move from beta to general access, we'll have easy to use templates so you can start using those features right away as well. And if you're interested in early access, reach out to your CSM or your account manager or the support team via live chat. By the way, we have live chat 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. ET if you get stuck or you have questions. Okay, next up. Ellie, I think this is a good one for you. So we were getting this question a lot. Does the new back in stock feature support product variants? Will my customers be able to get notified? For example, this person sells clothing. Will my customers be able to get notified when their specific size is available?
Yes, in short, yes. Back in stock does account for variants. So when a customer opts in to your site and is looking at a product, the option to opt in once something is back in stock is tied to the variant that they're currently looking at. So if your store is out of stock in size medium and XL, but has small and large in stock, when the customer selects a specific size, the option for back in stock will update depending on if it's available. So in some use cases, like a set of flavors being unavailable, for example, customers would opt in to each out of stock variant that they want to be notified about.
That's awesome. When we build features here, we really try to make them like specifically well built for the SMS use case. Cool. Okay, Alicia, this one's for you. So we're getting some questions about like, I think people maybe missed information about how to sign up for information on group chat or conference. Where should they go?
Yes, they can go to the URL that we shared, and I'm sure we'll be sharing that after this as well. Or they can opt in for text messages by texting all one word group chat to 24175.
All one word group chat to 24175. Great. Thank you. Okay. We'll keep it moving. Ellie, another one for you. For the Klaviyo integration updates, when will each of those go live?
Good question. So coupons are currently live and available to all customers. The segmenting in Postscript and Klaviyo for email events is currently in beta, but we expect it to be available to everyone later this month, mid to late February. And then for segmenting in Klaviyo on Postscript click events, it's not yet in the beta, but we expect it to be in the next couple of weeks and by the end of the quarter, if not sooner, for everybody.
Awesome. That's great. All stuff coming soon. Okay, over to you, Alex. So for Postscript Plus, are there certain like industries that we cover at this point? Like, how should merchants think about that?
Yeah, great question. We work with a wide array of industries, from fashion apparel to beauty and cosmetics, health and wellness and home goods, etc. So as long as it's compliant via SHAFT, sex, hate, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, we are more than happy to work with you and provide some awesome service for you as well.
Cool. Great. All right. Alicia, here's one for you. When will we get more information on Group Chat, the conference?
Great question. We are hoping to have updates around venue and some other details for you in the next few weeks. So definitely get on that list if I haven't said that already 3 times. And you will be the first to know when we do have more information.
All right, cool. Next, another product question. So to you, Ellie, will the new transactional messages be able to pull my shipping information from other systems integrated with Shopify?
Another good question. Yes, short answer is yes. When the information is pulled from another system and it's synced with Shopify, Postscript can pull that tracking information that's been stored in Shopify and use that in the transactional messaging to the customer.
Cool. Thanks for that. All right. I think we are winding down. It's 10:45. Well, it's 10:45 where I am. So I think that we are going to let everyone go. Again, thank you so much for joining today. Hope these were really helpful announcements. We're so excited about the year ahead, and just know Postscript always has your back, and we're here to support you with making SMS your #1 revenue channel. Thanks all.